asylum.
Yeah, that's what happened. So we're gonna start off here with show 113, making our way back.
Yep.
Which seems weird because you're right, Justin. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks, and then I wrote it down. But we're here. We're in Spencer, West Virginia. Patch Turned Up Studio. Help desk with Justin and Joe. There you go. Proper intro.
There we go.
But you guys know that we've been doing this 113 shows. It's second nature.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Craziness.
Should be a lot to catch up on. I'm sure Joe's got some good
Yeah,
stories
Joe.
for us.
I know. What do you, what did we miss in the 2 weeks? Nothing important because
Nothing
technology moves so fast.
Pretty much.
There you go. That's what I kind of figured. Like, so much happening, anything we're talking about. We'll just start off fresh.
Yeah.
One of those deals where you just got to start fresh.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you got some 3 big topics today,
Yeah.
and then
And
a huge tip of the week. So
Yes.
I'm curious because sometimes you and I'll talk before the show. We'll go over some stuff, and I get to ask questions.
Right.
Because I'm technologically challenged, along with challenged in many other areas. I mean, I don't want to cut myself short here, but
Yeah.
technology is not the only area that I struggle in. Just
Yeah.
throw that out there. But you usually get me up to speed if it's something that I'm not going to understand. But today I didn't even get that. You just said this is a big tip of the week.
Well, I could tell
Prepare
you.
yourself.
I can tell you, Dave, that I guarantee this tip of the week does not affect you, but. But
Well, I mean, I'm technologically challenged, so I'm not sure how much any of this affects me anyway, or at least that I'm aware
no,
of.
trust me, I know it doesn't.
Okay.
But it will make.
Ooh, I smell an iPhone issue.
How did you know?
There we go. So if you're an Apple user, stay tuned.
Yes.
Brace yourself.
Yeah. Prepare. Start soothing yourself now because it's on its way in about 40 minutes.
Yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Guess what? There's a train behind it.
Nice. All right. Well, let's start off the first one. eBay. You got some news about eBay, and I use eBay occasionally.
Okay.
I gotta say, I ordered Kel cleats just yesterday or the day before off eBay.
Nice.
Am I in trouble?
No, this is actually some good news.
Okay.
I don't know if this applies to you guys,
Okay.
but
I will tell you if it does.
do either you guys collect trading cards like baseball cards, Pokemon cards, any of that kind of
I have baseball cards from high school
Okay.
that I just said, well, I had a good friend who was all into baseball cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so occasionally I would take some of his spares. He's like, hey, I got extras. Give me $5 and I'll give you 10 or 15 baseball cards. And it was weird because I don't follow baseball. I don't know anything about baseball, but it's like, why not collect some cards? Just because it was easy.
Right.
And I put them away in a safety deposit box, and I've had them since high school. I don't know anything about them or any of that jazz.
So you might be sitting on some money that you don't know about.
Probably not. But maybe. I mean, he didn't give me cards worth anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I
then,
just like,
worth anything then. But
yeah, this is true. But one of those deals. One of these days, I'll pass them down to my Yahoos, and they can sort out stuff if they ever need.
let
Yeah,
them
I've got a
figure it
friend
out.
who's big into it, and he pays a company to basically put them in a vault for him
Really?
and like insure them he's got them all insured in case something happened. And all
Yeah.
this
What
stuff.
kind of cards are we talking?
I think he does mostly NBA, but probably a mix of
Wow.
all sorts of stuff. And of course, they're like totally preserved in like
Yeah.
a plastic
And graded
case
and all
to-
that.
Yeah,
Wow.
graded. Yeah.
That's awesome. But I gotta say, it's we were talking about this. School starts here tomorrow in Roane County.
Yes.
Super excited for that. We got our Patch After School programs getting ready to kick off, and Joe, you and Cena have been a big part of that forever. And you're on the new experience.
Yeah.
You're
This is the
little
first,
one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time we're going to be on the other side of the fence
Yeah.
of the Patch after school programs.
Yeah, and so your daughter starts school tomorrow.
Yes.
How's that?
She seems excited. It's going to be interesting. But she seems excited. She was ready to go to open house last night. We couldn't get there fast enough, according to her.
I understand.
You had a rough time my first day, but then after that I settled in. But
It's always it's such a life's. You got a couple of things in life that happen. Your kid being born, obviously, a child being born, and then a child going to school for the first time, going to daycare for the first time, and then going to public school or whatever school, private school for the first time and then graduating. I mean, so your next thing will be kindergarten graduation.
Yeah.
And then you'll breeze through up until 8th grade, and you're like, ooh, 8th grade graduation.
Yeah.
And then you're staring at high school. And that's when it really gets interesting.
Yeah, because Dave, you're catching on the other end of the spectrum.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Mine went to college last week, and now the other one's driving herself to school, which is a whole issue in itself. I mean, she's a good driver, don't get me wrong.
Right,
It's
right.
just, I worry about her. I never had to worry about Kale. Kale can drive fine, but Katie, ooh.
Yeah, but Kel, see, knowing Kel as long as I have, I would be more worried about Kel because unless his attention span has improved.
No.
Okay, see, that's
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we bought him a Jeep with a big front bumper and
For a
a rear
reason?
bumper. Yes.
Reinforced bumper.
And that bumper has several bends in it. It's 4-inch pipe, and he bent one side around, and then I didn't see it, but I heard it, and he had some yahoos in the Jeep with him. So he was riding around last winter. I think it was or maybe the winter before, and his soccer team got together, and they were going around shoveling senior citizens' driveways and sidewalks. We had an ice storm type deal, and he's like, man, kind of take the Jeep and take the boys, and we're going to go shovel some driveways. Like, yeah, great. That's an awesome thing. Yeah, go have some fun.
yeah.
Next thing I know, they're all laughing and giggling about hitting a telephone pole. Because he came around, turned, got on some ice, and just went straight into a telephone pole. I was like, holy cow. It's boys. They don't care.
Yeah.
But I was like, geez Louise.
Yeah, they're
No telephone poles were harmed in that stunt.
Yeah, the biggest problem they had was they didn't break the telephone pole because that would have been a much better story.
Yeah, they bounced off the telephone pole. He was going slow apparently, but just fast enough to, tag it and get a little bounce off of it. And all the boys were inside, sitting on each other's laps and stuff because they're just driving down the block,
Right.
all in snow gear and everything. So that was their big story. Oh boy, it's like you ding dongs, just get back to shoveling.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So school starting, so everybody out there getting ready for school to start. We'll keep you updated. Anyway, back to eBay, Joe.
Yeah, so eBay.
Good job, Justin, by the way.
Got into hidden telephone.
I know. Justin's got swept up in the story because he was over at the elementary school for open house last night doing the blender bike.
Yes, he was.
And he's like, yeah, let's just talk about that.
and extremely busy, by the way. I can vouch for Justin.
He's a blender bike specialist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robin Wilson turned us onto that and gave us the blender bike, and man, that thing has been worth its weight in gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
Such a great thing.
So much better than just standing there the whole time.
Yeah,
Keeps you busy.
Your all's table is
Kids
probably
love
the
it.
busiest table there. There was,
It's like a lunch rush hour at Starbucks or something. I'm just like grabbing
yeah.
ingredients. Oh, we need a latte.
Yeah.
Quick.
So eBay is acquiring TCGplayer, one of the largest trading card marketplaces. So
Yep. Okay.
So TCGplayer is this online marketplace where you could buy, sell, and trade trading cards. So eBay is actually acquiring them. The company announced yesterday. The deal, worth up to $295 million, marks eBay's latest push into the growing trading card market, which experienced a huge boom during the pandemic. eBay has rolled out a number of programs focused on collecting trading cards in recent months leading up to its purchase of TCGplayer. In May, the platform expanded its authenticity guarantee to include graded cards worth over $2,000 and said it would partner with Professional Sports Authenticator, a third-party company that inspects and grades cards. In June, the company launched eBay Vault, a sprawling 31,000 square foot temperature-controlled facility where buyers and sellers can store their graded trading cards.
Yep.
Is that going to be fair that a place that, I guess it is, a place that deals online with selling stuff has their own market, I guess?
Well, I think they're just kind of like the middleman.
So it's just staying as the middleman then?
Yeah.
They probably have a long history of people selling cards through eBay, but now they're upping their game
Yeah.
to add extra features.
Yeah, they have really doubled down to the point. I got an app update a while back that says, hey, now you can use your phone for your trading cards. And I'm going, what? And looked at it, and it's like you could literally take a picture of the card, and eBay software would automatically auto detect the card and all that, and help automatically list it for you. I mean, they have
Really?
yeah, they have really doubled down on this trading card deal.
Is there another market where you do trading card stuff, or is eBay pretty much the deal?
Well, apparently TCGplayer.
But I mean, now they've acquired them, so
Yeah.
So that means they'll be the only one.
Well, I'm sure there's probably other smaller ones out there.
I wonder if they have armed guards at this vault. I mean, you got to imagine a vault of that size. There's probably millions of dollars worth of cards in there.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'm not a card collector, but if I got the opportunity to see that warehouse, I'd definitely take advantage of that. Go in there and just look at seeing just rows upon rows of cards, just to see what it would actually look like.
Yeah, before the podcast started, I mentioned I had a friend that does that same thing. He pays a company monthly to store his valued cards in a vault, keep them safe and insured and all that stuff.
That's kind of crazy. I'm not one of those guys that do any of that stuff, but
although it is kind of fun to see some of those stuff that's graded and see what it actually goes for.
Well, I was just looking. I know one of my oldest cards is a Whitey Ford.
Okay.
And they go for anywhere between $5 and $9. I can't remember what mine looks like exactly. I mean, I could have this 1957 that's worth 99 cents.
Yeah. A Wayne Gretzky 1979, 3.75 million.
Yeah. Do you have any Wayne Gretzky's that you can think of, Dave?
No, I do not. I don't have any good ones.
Well, I guess Magic the Gathering is huge.
Yeah.
Those cards go for a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, those are, and I don't know enough about those to give an opinion one way or the other. But yeah, I think you're right. There's like buku money in those cards.
Oh, I'm sure. It's kind of crazy.
Pokemon too, probably.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is
now Kel has some Pokemon.
Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. They've been around at least 20 years.
Yeah.
And to keep the market fresh with those and still hold their value, some of those, it's just crazy to think.
And some people do, there's a box that has like 100 cards in it, and it's totally sealed and in perfect condition. People pay big bucks for just the chance that there's something good in there.
Well, people do an unveiling of cards. Like they have a pack of cards and they do videos showing them opening them up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I never knew that was a thing until like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was like, he's doing what?
Yeah.
Tell me again what's going on here? They're like, yeah, opening up baseball cards and walking through what they are and what they might be worth.
Yeah.
Well, another crazy thing I see is people that find unopened packs of cards from like the 80s and 90s when you still used to get the bubble gum inside.
Really?
And those sell for big money because they're still sealed, so you don't know what kind of cards in there, but keeping it factory sealed is worth money.
Yeah, I pulled up eBay just to see. So what would I search there? Unopened baseball
sealed
pack?
card. Sealed baseball cards.
Huh.
Like a box, yeah.
Holy cow! Yeah, like $76 opening bid for a football NFL mega box, which is 112 cards. Hey, there's a Premier League soccer cereal box factory sealed. I like it. Holy, a Panini Legacy football factory sealed hobby box, $179. That's for a 2022 NFL trading card. That's amazing. Now we're talking. Here's a 1992 High Flyers Motocross Collector's Edition trading cards, factory sealed, $10. I'm in.
Buy it now.
It's about racing motorcycles. I'm in.
But the thing of it is, Dave, you have to keep it sealed at this point. You can't open it up, see what cards are inside. And, which is crazy, even though, there may be a small chance that you have a card in there that's worth like 10 times more
Yeah, I
than
was
the
going
pack
to say, how would
itself.
you know the value of the pack without... That seems crazy to just keep it sealed.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the idea behind it, but ooh, that'd be so hard to do.
Yeah, because you could literally have a card in there that's worth 10 times more than what you paid.
But you won't know. I don't know. This is a whole different world that seems pretty fascinating. How do we get to talking about it? Justin?
eBay.
What is going on here, man?
eBay.
We're on topic.
Yeah.
We haven't drifted
Too far.
Too far, yeah.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, a Black Lotus card, 500,000.
Wow.
Wonder how you find stuff like this. Just find stores that close or overstock, and
Probably estate sales.
yeah, I bet you're right. So eBay, gobbling up the competition
Yes, and trading cards.
in trading cards.
I guess the question mark is how much they got to charge you for these new features they're adding.
I'd say it's probably just their
Just-
standard seller fee.
My experience with selling on eBay is I'm like, man, they stick it to you. I would have been better off if I could selling it, on Facebook or something, and not charge. They charge you. I mean, it's like 20% almost
Yeah,
Really?
It's a good
to
chunk of
sell
money. Yeah.
on eBay.
I haven't sold anything on eBay. I just buy.
Although, when's the last time you sold?
Oh, probably 5 or more years ago.
Okay, so in that time, eBay has parted ways from PayPal, and they do their financing themselves or the money transaction themselves. So it's gotten a little better because before eBay would take a cut and PayPal would take a cut. Now eBay just takes a cut. So it's gotten a little
Okay.
better.
Yeah, I just looked it up, Joe, because you're talking about it. It says once you sell your items, we generally charge 10 to 15% of the final value. Your first 215 listings each month are free, and then after that, it's a 35-cent insertion fee per listing.
Yeah.
So that plus 10 to 15%. I wonder how they determine that, whether it's 10% or 15%.
It's based by category.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So eBay. All right, you got up next Netflix. Talk to us,
Yes.
Joe.
So Netflix is adding a tier to their plan options, and here's some extras that's going to come with it. So Netflix's ad-supported tier may have some commercial-free content. So Netflix is working on an ad-supported tier, and there's a chance that it might not show commercials on all of content included in the cheaper subscription plan. A report from Bloomberg suggests that Netflix may cut commercials on newer original films as well as certain kids shows. According to Bloomberg, Netflix may not run ads during original movies when they're first released and will instead insert ads at a later date. It's still too early to tell how long Netflix will show a newer movie without ads, but as noted by Bloomberg, this decision may help alleviate some of the concerns filmmakers might have about ads detracting from their work. Netflix original kids programming will also reportedly get the ad-free treatment, just like Disney Plus plans on doing with its forthcoming ad-supported tier, and the same may go for content produced by outside studios as well. As pointed out by Bloomberg, some studios might not allow Netflix to run ads during certain shows or movies licensed to the company, but Netflix could get around that by playing ads before or after the program.
I'm a Netflix subscriber,
Me too.
mainly for my kid. Well, kids, but Kale uses it more than anybody.
Yeah, so they're adding an ad-supported tier that's going to be cheaper, and there's talks of.
I would do that because I don't care about the ads because I don't use it a whole lot. But I don't know how much that'll affect like the average user. Do you think? Because what is it, like $10?
Something like that.
You think people will care and be like, I'll just pay the $10 and go on?
That'd be me. I'd opt for paying a little more and not having any ads.
Well, Netflix has lost a lot of users this past year. So this might be the way to get them back. Is like, hey, yeah, we've lowered our prices, but here's some catches. But I may or may not have installed an ad blocker on my network at home, and it may or may not work with some streaming services.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
So if it,
Man, you tech guys know all the good stuff.
yeah, if the ad blocker would work on Netflix, I might go for that just to save the $3 a month.
Yeah.
And did you say there's no like downtime or anything? It doesn't go to a black screen. It instantly cuts the ad out.
Yeah, it just cuts it out completely.
Wow.
Now, like there were some streaming services, like Paramount Plus, that I had to actually go in there and I had to allow the ads on it, or it just wouldn't work. But like Peacock, I have the cheaper ad-supported tier, and during the Olympics, Cena and Sadie was trying to watch the Winter Olympics, and it was like they was wanting to watch figure skating. Like they'd show a team, go to commercial, show the scoring, go to commercial, show the next team, go to commercial.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So I loaded the ad blocker on there, and I thought, well, I'm going to try that first. Went to it, 3.5 hours, not a single ad.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, awesome. And I tell you, it's funny, if I watch something when I'm not home, and I'm so used to it now, it's like when I want to watch something when I'm not home on my phone or whatever, there's an ad, it's like, oh, I had to sit through this. I've gotten spoiled very quickly with that.
Yep. It's crazy. Some of the live sporting events, how much they just pack in those ads.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
They just wear you out.
Yeah.
Huh. Good old Netflix. I don't know. I'm always fascinated, Joe, because you've always dig out, a news story about these subscription services.
Yeah.
Once every couple of months. And it seems like there's such a battle raging out there for picking up subscribers. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
There's just so much out there. Like Peacock TV, I know you've turned me to that to watch that a little bit, which comes with ads.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yes.
And then what was the other one?
Pluto
Yeah. Pluto TV, which I never see, which I don't have a TV or anything, but never hear about anybody that knows anything about those.
Yeah.
But I know they have a chunk of the market.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interesting how that works. So I don't know. Who do you think? Do you look at it and say, like, this is a clear winner? Is Netflix still like the movie channel or movie streaming platform?
Not as much as they used to.
Even with Stranger Things and all that, still carrying the torch?
Well, they still have a juggernaut, don't get me wrong, but the movie companies have transferred their, like, they flip-flop their licensing around so much that there's so many options out there for them now.
It's crazy because you got, like, Apple TV, Netflix, Showtime has a thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm an AT&T person, so I get free Showtime.
Yeah.
Or no, I got
HBO
HBO,
Max,
and I know Showtime has one now.
Yeah.
It's so much out there. The competition's fierce.
Yeah. And it's almost too much content because you literally just kind of find yourself, well, what I want to watch, I don't know what I want to watch because there's so many options. And
yeah.
Yeah, run out of stuff on one platform and then just switch over. I'll keep on streaming.
Yeah.
On HBO or
Hulu. I watch a movie probably once a week, and and it comes from whatever platform. I don't even care. That's why it amazes me because I don't care what I watch it on.
Right.
Commercials, no commercials, doesn't bother me either way.
Right.
I grew up watching TV,
Yeah.
where there's commercials every 7 minutes. You know,
Right.
so, interesting stuff. Yep. I do know this. I saw my daughter's soccer team's doing a blog. Or a vlog video?
Vlog? Yeah.
Vlog. And it's pretty interesting. They did a half hour. I was like, a half hour is way too much. High school girls soccer team, way too much of the same stuff for a half hour. Cut that baby down to like 7 minutes. You can cover everything that's going on.
Yeah.
That's funny. Pretty neat, though. This generation has so many neat things. And the only thing I was sitting there, I was watching their vlog, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And I was like, I wish we had it back in my day.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that went on. Of course, here in Spencer, the high school football team I was part of was state champions, state runners-up, state champions, wrestling team, state champions. We had a successful track team and, and other things. And I was just like, there's so much content there if we'd have known.
Yeah.
How to harness it,
yeah.
Well, now, I might have a surprise for you coming very soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. But
Joe had a camera the whole time there.
No.
Joe wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, because you played on the 92 team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in 86. Yeah.
Oh, okay. When?
86.
Holy cow, you're old, Joe.
I know.
you got a little one going to kindergarten.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, I had a buddy. He was one of the counselors when I was in 4-H. He texted me that day. He goes, "How is it that Joe McDonald has a kid in kindergarten?" I was like,
Isn't it crazy?
I said, yeah. He said, I said, yeah, it's make me feel old. He said, make you feel old. How do you think I feel?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's we were at a soccer game last night, and the guy that my best buddy over there, he's like, I'm 50. I'm like, gosh, you are.
Well,
I'm 48 and he's 50. It's like, gosh, we're old.
yeah. Well, I had a customer
Staring at 70.
I had a customer a while back make a statement to me, and it made me mad immediately. But then I stopped to think. It's like, she's absolutely right, so I can't say anything about it.
Yeah.
She said she was talking about somebody, and she said, yeah, they're like you, early middle aged, in their
Oh,
late
yeah.
30s, and I'm going, I'm not. I am old.
Yeah. So let me give you this scary fact, since Justin's letting us get off the beaten path here. We might as well go.
Yeah.
You think the average age of death now is like 75. 75, 77. So that makes middle age 35.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, middle age 35. Everybody's like, oh, 50 is middle age. You retire, now nobody can retire until 65 or 70 anyway.
Right.
But, middle age 50, that was the old benchmark. No, it's 35. So tuck that in your cap.
Yeah, well, and standing there in line last night, they had open house at the school, and literally biggest majority of the parents I knew because I went to school with them.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, you start hanging out with your buddies, and everybody's got a child that's going to school.
Yeah,
You're like, what happened here?
yeah,
We used to be in high school. What happened?
yeah, yeah, and I find myself, making reference to 20 years ago and not exaggerating. Like, that's been 20 years.
Isn't it
It's like,
crazy?
yeah,
So hold on. So you were born in 86. What year did you graduate?
05.
05. So, man, you're coming up on 20-year reunion.
Yeah,
2 years. Who's in
Yeah.
charge of that?
I have no idea.
No idea. You don't know who the class president was?
Are you
I was a
gonna-
teacher up there. I was trying to think back. I remember Mr. Ricks was a class president, but I don't know which year.
It wasn't for mine. Was it for yours, Justin?
No, he's younger.
Oh, okay.
Justin, who was your class president?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
We're
So
really-
here's the tricky part. The class president's the one that's supposed to be in charge of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that given year they're responsible for the
Yep,
reunions after
yep.
that? Okay.
I think.
Learn something every day.
Yeah, we've had one class reunion, which is kind of crazy because we had a really strong class. I mean, we had state champion football and really good band, really good wrestling teams, state champion wrestling teams, good baseball teams, good track teams. So I know a lot of stuff revolves around sports, but also very strong academically.
Yeah.
We had a lot of strong academic.
What do you see as the difference? Is it the talent pool back then was different, or the coaching, or everything? The whole shebang was.
I think.
Not that we're terrible at sports now, but not.
No, we went through such a thing. I think it's the disconnect from the school, from the community. In my opinion, the change happened when the school moved out of downtown and out on the hill. And I know it's only 4 or 5 miles, but when Friday night football games are no longer downtown, and we still get pretty good attendance, but it's just a disconnect. It used to be the thing, people driving through town every evening saw the football team out there practicing, the baseball team out there practicing, the band out there practicing, the track team out there practicing, and now out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, because even driving home during like baseball season or football
Yeah.
season, you'll see the lights on,
Yeah.
and until you see the lights on, you kind of forget.
Yeah.
And then even then, it's one of those you have to go find it because you have to drive up the hill to go see anything going on.
Yeah, and it's just not as personal. And I think that disconnect is what, at least for me, because I agree with you, Joe. Unless you go out and you go up on campus, you don't see it.
Right.
And then you're not a part of it. Whereas when it was downtown, there was a lot of things that revolved around the school right there.
Right.
Community events and so forth. And the parking lot was always big. The Black Walnut Festival, the festival was right beside the school.
Oh, yeah.
And there was such a link between the city and the school that, that all played a part in it. And once it moved out on the hill, you lose that, and there's that disconnect.
And
I think you lose community buy-in.
even though the school shut down in 92, 93,
93, yeah.
I can still vaguely remember going through town on Friday nights and seeing all
Yeah.
the lights on down.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal.
And seeing just the stands packed.
Yep.
Even and I was just
Yeah.
a little kid then.
Yep. And so I think it's just different because when the school, like before games and stuff, everybody would walk over to Gomart or walk over to the Exxon station or walk over to, I think it was the Dollar General there, and get snacks or whatever, you get something to drink, and it just, you had, the kids were downtown.
Yeah.
And I'm a big proponent against the new middle school because now it's going to move one more school out of town, which not only 30% of our kids there at middle school walk to school, so now included more transportation, more clogged up on 119, and more traffic up on the hill.
Yeah.
And it's pulling the school out of the community, and just, I don't know, I don't see that as a positive in any manner.
Yeah.
So now all middle school sports are going to be out of there,
Which I don't see how that's going to pan out real well, because let's say the high school has a sporting event that same night.
Oh yeah,
It's chaos on
Yeah.
just a regular high school game night.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
it's.
throwing middle school sports up there as
I
well.
mean, it's doable. A lot of places have one facility for middle and high school, but it's hard.
Yeah, but look at the real estate situation up there.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's doable. Don't get me wrong, it's doable.
But they're
It's
gonna have to
just-
move more of that hillside somewhere.
Yeah, it's a whole issue, but I think more than anything, the issue is lack of community. We'll remove what was the community hub out of the community.
Yeah.
And so now, there won't be any visual as you drive through town of a school.
Right.
They told me last night the elementary school hallways got flooded with water coming
Yeah.
off the hillside.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now that used to happen out Reedy, but they fixed it. But yeah, now apparently Spencer Elementary is having that issue.
Well, as much rains we've gotten in the last 2
Yeah,
weeks.
it's still never, like, I've never heard of that until now.
Well, Ripley Elementary got slammed.
Yeah, now
pretty
Ripley Elementary's up in that valley.
Yeah.
I could kind of see that.
good. I saw them post on Facebook last night or this morning that they're closed until Monday to make sure everything's ready for.
Here's
first
the
day school.
crazy part. Don't we pay like architectural firms to figure that stuff out before you put a $30 million school somewhere? I mean, yeah, just seems like that would be a thing.
Yeah, but it's one of those that look good on paper. But
Yeah,
to
I
be
guess.
fair, we've gotten like crazy amount of rain,
Well, I just,
like 2 inches in an hour.
yeah, I mean, I just feel like, hey, let's build a school that won't flood. Maybe run some massive drains, or while we're digging.
Yeah.
Or cut down some hillside, since we're already cutting down hillside. I don't know. Just seems, one of those things. Because I know we pay the architectural firms a bundle. But I'll defer back to the condition of our roads in West Virginia.
Bingo.
And I have friends on the state road department. I know it's not a local issue.
Right.
They work their tails off. But my goodness, whoever's in charge of what roads get paved when, they need fired. And how the oversight on the pavings and stuff goes, they need fired. I feel so bad because everybody, and I'm a staunch supporter of our state road locally. Like I say, I got good friends that work for the state road, and I know how hard they work, and they are fighting such an uphill battle. I always feel like they're sitting there trying to push mud uphill.
Literally.
Because it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
The tasks they get charged with the lack of funding and the lack of manpower. And I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah. To kind of spotlight that and give a shout out to our state Department of Highways workers.
Yeah.
All this rain we've gotten lately.
Yeah.
Was it 2 Saturdays, maybe 3 Saturdays ago? We was going to Charleston, and the night before, huge cloud burst went through Gandyville and actually blew out one of the culverts to the point 119 was shut down.
Yeah.
Like it completely just took a chunk of road out of it, and then within hours they had put a new culvert pipe in and had gravel all over it and had the road open back up. Now it wasn't paved, but
Yeah.
they at least had the road open back up.
Well, I know those guys live and die by doing their job out there because it's so hard. Every time it storms, they stay awake at night and are ready to go.
Yeah.
And especially in the wintertime when it's snow and ice, and those guys are all about it.
Yeah, my granny was a dispatcher for 30 years down there, and I remember
Oh gosh.
her working,
Yep.
all hours a day and night and weekends, and she was just a dispatcher.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It was a big ordeal when the teachers went on strike because the teachers were also fighting for the state road workers and
Yeah.
the state policemen.
yeah,
and that was a big deal. And by the way, the biggest school district in Ohio, Columbus, which had 47,000 students, went on strike yesterday.
I saw that, and there's actual Roane County ties to that.
Yeah, so
there's a lady, I think Justin, she might have been in your class or grade ahead. She's originally from Roane County, but she's teaching up there now. She was on strike. I saw her on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, it spurred a whole conversation last night. Soccer game. We had about 10 minutes. We were waiting, and it came up, and we're like 47,000 students, and they're going to do substitute teachers and go virtual because they start school tomorrow. And I was like, how does that work? Holy cow!
Yeah.
And the school board just told the unions like, well, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. And the union laughed and said, okay.
Yeah, have at it.
And we were just like, how do you just parlay a child's education into that kind of conversation and just say, oh, well, this is our future we're dealing with here, people.
Apparently
Teachers are extremely important.
they had 20 plus negotiations and couldn't come to any.
Yeah. It's
That's a lot of button heads.
that
20
is.
plus times of.
But I think, and it's nationwide, and we're seeing it here locally.
Oh, yeah.
Teachers have been kicked around for years to the point they said, you know what, enough's enough, and
Yep.
and then all these people in charge going, well, now what do we do? Well, guess what? You bit the hand that fed you, and now you get to pay. You get to pay for it.
Yeah, and that's I will say this: I'm a staunch supporter of education and our teachers.
Yes.
Just because, man, they're super underfunded.
Yes, absolutely.
Treated poorly, and we want them to raise our kids. So everybody marches in their office when your child's not getting the support and the services they need, and you want to complain about it. You better consider that when you go to the voting polls, because there's nothing more important than getting some money in the hands of education so they can take care of our kids.
Because my sister's a teacher in Wood County, and the stories she tells, I tell her all the time, hats off to you, because I said I wouldn't last 30 seconds in a classroom.
Oh yeah, it's so hard. It is so hard, and that's I always giggle at people who are like, well, they only work 9 months. I was like, that's the hardest 9 months ever when you got to go into 25 elementary age or high school age. I taught at the high school. I had 35 kids in a class.
Yeah.
One of my classes, I had sophomore English that had 4 or 5 juniors and 5 or 6 seniors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, time out. What? Why do I have seniors in here? It's like, well, they didn't pass it the first time. I was like, okay, did they pass junior English? They're like, no. Are they currently passing senior English? They're like, no. I was like, what are we trying to do here? You got a kid in senior English that didn't pass sophomore English. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But it's just like, well, they're in your class. It's your job to teach them. I'm like, this is true.
Yeah.
But man, what a weird way to go about it.
Yeah, and if anybody wants just a tiny glimpse of what these teachers deal with, I highly recommend the podcast Teachers Off Duty. And they follow these 4 teachers, and each episode they'll sit down and they'll just have like a roundtable discussion like us.
Yeah, you brought that up before. I've listened to a couple of those. It is funny as all get
It
out.
is. It's funny, but then on the flip side of the coin, you're going, these poor teachers.
Yeah.
It puts it all in.
You're exactly right. It is funny, but it is also super sad when you think about how these stories unfold and why they're in these situations.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Because you turned me on to that, and I listened to a couple
Well,
of them.
I didn't know if you had listened to any of them or not.
Yeah, and I'm just amazed because they tell such good stories, and 1 minute you're laughing, and the next minute you want to cry.
Yeah.
And you're just, because either the situation the kids are in or the situation the teachers in, you're just like, oh, why are we at this point?
Yeah.
But, West Virginia's missing 1,500 teachers, when most schools are starting or have already started, and,
Well, look at our high school. It's missing a principal and an assistant principal.
Oh, yeah. And the middle school is missing an assistant principal.
Yeah.
They just got a guidance counselor.
And this is not counting all the teacher vacancies.
And then Walton's missing a principal.
So what does
That's crazy.
So what does our state do? Let's lower our standards to get more bodies in the classroom.
That's the truth. I
That'll
kid you
fix it.
not. So we had this conversation last night. My kids, my one child that I still have at home, attends Mason County schools, and they have one of the parents is a 4th grade teacher, and they were talking about how one of their co-teachers has a 4-year degree in something.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
And she didn't say, and they didn't want to be impolite, so they didn't really ask. But their last job was working at a bar, a Harley bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally stopped working at that bar 2 days ago to come to professional development because now they're a teacher.
Yeah.
No training in teaching whatsoever. Had no idea. This person was complaining because they're like, I've been teaching for 20 years, and now I got to walk across the hall and the principal has asked me to help out this person that does not know how to do lesson plans,
and may possibly
does not know how to set up a classroom, but yet is hired as a full-time teacher.
and may have a 4-year degree in underwater basket weaving.
Well, it could be a regent's degree in who knows what.
Yeah.
Dance. You
Yeah.
know, but she's like, and he's like, she has no idea of like classroom management, has no idea of basic lesson plans.
Yeah.
You know, how do they meet their standards, their core curriculum? You know, how many minutes do they spend on each subject?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're kidding me. They're like, no, that's 4th grade. And 4th grade is a very tricky developmental age for kids. You know, we know one of the statistics we go by is 3rd graders, if they're not up to reading level by 3rd grade, 85% never catch up. So now they're behind the 8 ball all the way through the rest of school.
Yeah.
I was just like, you're kidding me. That's happening? He's like, oh, yeah. But, I mean, here's the sad part. At least they have a warm body in the classroom. Here in Roane County, we have 9 or 10 classes that won't even have a warm body in it.
Yeah.
So I saw in the newspaper where the superintendent was like, well, we'll just overflow into other classes, so at least there's a body there. So now
it makes it
you're
even
talking
worse.
30 or 40 kids in one class?
And
That's the trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? So I don't know.
So now you're just snowballing the problem, because now this teacher that's used to having 20 elementary students, which is a lot in my book.
Oh, 25.
Yeah. Which is just mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's add 5 more. And you're probably thinking, oh, 5's not a lot. Trust me.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, I just, so I know the law says 25, and you can go up to 28 if you pay them extra for elementary. But, I mean, you're right. 28 kids, holy smokes. I mean, I had 34 or 35 high school kids, and that was a whole fiasco.
Yeah.
And, you guys listen pretty well. I can't, little guys, you got to keep busy.
Yeah.
So here's my real question, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
How are we talking about Netflix, and now we're talking about school?
We'll have to go back to the tape. Figure it out.
How did we get down this
I
road?
don't know. Justin, you have one job, man. One job.
That is kind of scary how Dave and I are just on the same wavelength, and we just go down these rabbit holes
Well,
together.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we're
then-
talking about school. Your daughter's starting school, and, my kids are in school. So, yeah, it makes sense to me, but I don't know what Justin's got going on over here.
Something about commercials. Dave grew up watching commercials.
I like that you're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny part is we segued off of the highways and the road situation
Yeah.
here in West Virginia and education.
That's
So I don't know how we went down that
That's one of
road.
the all-time craziest rabbit holes there. A lot of twists and turns.
I can't even remember what the third topic is.
Hulu.
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 All right, so we left Netflix. Netflix has a new option coming for commercials. It'll be cheaper.
Well, guys, get your telethon flyers ready.
Oh gosh, do I have to go and see?
So Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus will get price hikes later this year. So starting on
Great.
starting on December 8th, Disney Plus will be launching an ad-supported tier. Big surprise there, like everybody else. Along with the new plan option, Disney will be making some changes across its slate of streaming services, quote, giving viewers ultimate flexibility in choosing an option that suits their needs, end quote. When an ad-supported tier launches on December 8th, Disney Plus with commercials will cost $7.99 per month. The price for ad-free Disney Plus will be $10.99 per month. On October 10th, Hulu without ads will increase by $2 per month, from $12.99 to $14.99, and Hulu with ads will go up by $1 from $6.99 to $7.99. ESPN Plus will also be getting the price hike to $9.99 per month later this month.
All right, you want the good news?
Mm-hmm.
So hold on, Disney and Hulu are in the same boat, right?
Yeah, they're all kind of bundled
Okay,
together.
that's what I thought, because I
Yeah.
was reading the article here. So Disney and Hulu, here's the title: despite beating earnings, posting earnings per share of $1.09 on revenue to $21.5 billion. So their quarterly revenue is $9.6 billion at the end of 2021.
Not bad.
Yeah. So what were you saying? They need a telethon?
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
haven't raised the prices.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Joe, what do you think? The tier or the ad-supported tier versus the other subscription, do they make the same amount of money on both, or do they make more money with all the advertising dollars they're pulling in? Or
I think at a minimum they make the same. or else
You
they
would
would.
think they would work it out to where they'd make about the same on both. But
Well, Hulu. This is the other title. Hulu exceeds expectations, turns a profit in the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. If you wanted to add an ad tier supported, by all means, go for it. But here's an ad supported tier. Plus, we're going to bump up the rest of them to make an extra $1 or $2 on top of that. Although, Justin, you do pose the good question. That it's almost like they do make more money with the ad supported because, like, we'll bump up the paid subscriptions by $2, and then they'll go to the ad supported.
Yeah, and get more money for their ads.
Yeah, so you might be onto something.
Huh.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
imagine
Yeah,
that's-
because they're getting 2 streams of revenue there.
Yeah.
with the amount of eyeballs, they could charge a boatload for those ads.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Wonder,
Justin just floated over into the marketing. Hey, bloody brilliant.
do you think they?
Now he's going to be in that meeting, but on the wrong side of the table.
Surely they target those ads too. Like if you're into hunting shows, you're gonna see a
Oh yeah.
Cabela's ad
yeah.
or something.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here's my question. What would our ads be? So, Justin, you figure out what my ad would be. I'll figure out Joe's. Joe, you figure out Justin's ad.
Okay.
What ads would we be targeted for based on what we know about each other?
Dave would get Amazon.
Why do I got to get Amazon?
No, you already use that. They know you.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep.
I'm
using
a loyal customer,
it. Yeah.
loyal subscriber of Amazon.
Oh no, it would still be Amazon. They would show him the newest Echo Dots, the latest gizmos and gadgets coming from Amazon. So definitely Amazon for Dave.
Based on my spending power, yeah,
Yeah.
because of the after school though.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like personally.
Well, it would float over into personal. They don't pay no attention one way or the other.
Huh? Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, Joe,
Well, or sporting equipment.
I was thinking soccer. I buy
Yeah.
soccer cleats like nobody's business.
Yeah. Yes. I see a lot of New Balance, Nike, Adidas ads coming your way.
Yeah. Puma.
Yeah.
It's interesting. All right, Joe. I got you're easy. Tech.
Yep.
Yours would be tech everything.
Yeah.
Especially Wise. Hitting
Yeah.
high on the Wise
Yeah.
Yeah.
marketing. All right. What do you got for Justin, Joe?
Justin, it would be outdoor gadgets.
Yeah.
Some hiking type stuff.
Yes.
Hiking, running.
Yeah, because I
Golfing.
think we've sucked you into the gadget realm
Mm-hmm.
because like with your watch, your GPS watch and all that, I think it would be outdoor gadgets. Like maybe some camping stuff mixed in, but like best of both worlds, outdoors and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we know each other pretty well. Hold on. Where would these ads come? Would it be like your email?
no, they show up during the show.
Well, I'm just saying, where would be the easiest way to go look and see what ads you're getting targeted with? Email or Facebook or?
Yeah, Gmail does have those ads at the top of their
Yeah,
inbox and.
yeah, Gmail or Facebook. Yeah,
Facebook.
just see what ads pop up.
Sign in real quick and see what ads you got.
Okay.
All right, I'm at my Gmail. Where's the ads at? Gotta go to an email.
Like if you go to the promotions tab at the top of that, usually there's a couple. They look like emails, but they're actually ads.
Okay, so I have.
Nice new feature they added.
Yeah, it's usually like the very first email.
Well, they'll put like one real email.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes! Yeah, I see. Promotion is right up top.
What's your promotion on Gmail?
Samsung, Adobe Acrobat, Wish car accessories, because Katie's got a car now, and
There you
I'm
go.
sure that's part of that.
They heard you talking about.
Yep. We got Adobe here for work, so I'm
Yeah.
sure that went through my deal. And boy, a ton of those. Google Play, what ebook should you choose? So I read a lot. I can see that. I don't know that I've done anything with Wish, but boy, there's a ton of those on there.
You might get hit with some vinyl advertising too. You were talking about vinyl
Yeah.
yesterday.
What?
Get hit with some vinyl record ads. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
They'll
albums.
Get you there.
I was thinking vinyl. What? I don't do anything with. I was thinking like car wrap stuff.
Yeah.
Vinyl lettering for
Mhm.
signs. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's one-stop car accessories. Cheers on these parts and accessories. I wonder if that's because Kale, we were working on Kale's Jeep and getting, yeah, huh, interesting.
So on my Gmail, one of the ads is for Lenovo. Of course, we're a reseller for Lenovo. We're a dealer for them, so that's no surprise there. Facebook, I have ads for ZipRecruiter because apparently all the business pages I manage or help manage, they must know that they're businesses. And this one's kind of just thrown out of left field. I think it's just a timely kind of deal. Yahoo Fantasy Football. Sign up to play in Yahoo's Fantasy Football League. I think that was just kind of hey, it's the time of year. Let's just kind of scattershot that one.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 3, not bad.
Yeah, so pulling up Facebook, which it's not my Facebook, it's the one for the show.
Yeah.
But it's pets and bicycles.
Okay, now I just pulled up 2 more in Gmail. Waze ads, which is no surprise because I use Waze. And I was looking up, we went to the Amish country a couple weekends ago, and on the back porch, they had this rubber tiles on the back deck.
Yeah.
And I said, that'd be perfect at the office. No slip and all that. And now I have an ad for Rubber Flooring Incorporated.
Now, if phone listens, man, I know that for sure. It's kind of crazy. Stuff we talk about and then pops up as ads.
Yeah. Well, what really creeps me out is stuff I think about. It's like, hey, I need to look at it, and then all of a sudden I literally open up Facebook and there's an ad for it.
Yeah.
That creeps me out.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's what I mean. It's kind of crazy.
All right, so you guys ready?
Justin, what were we even talking about?
Hulu.
Disney Plus? Or,
Gouging us again.
Yeah.
Getting used to these stories of $2 more. Give us $2 more.
Yeah. Why not?
It's going on all over the place.
Yeah, we only increased profits by 20%, not 40. Let's fix this.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys ready for the tip of the week?
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I can tell.
All right, so attention all Apple users. If you have an iPhone, an iPad, or a Mac device, iMac or MacBook, listen to this tip. This is like scary serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll help my mom out with this one then. She's
Yeah,
got
I got a couple
iPhone.
buddies to pass this on to. Actually, my kids have iPhones.
Okay. So Apple disclosed a serious security vulnerability for iPhones, iPads, and Macs that could potentially allow attackers to take complete control of these devices. So Apple released 2 security reports about the issue last Wednesday, although they didn't receive wide attention outside of tech publications. Apple's explanation of the vulnerability means a hacker could get full administrative access to the device that would allow intruders to impersonate the device's owner and subsequently run any software on the device, says Rachel Toback, CEO of Social Proof Security. Security experts have advised users to update affected devices immediately. This includes iPhone models 6S and newer, several models of the iPad including the 5th generation and newer, all iPad Pro models, and the iPad Air 2 and Mac computers running Mac OS Monterey. The flaw also affects some iPod models. So this security vulnerability, what it does is a hacker can get into your device without your knowledge, take complete control of the phone, lock you out of it, factory reset it, steal all your information, and literally you just have to sit there and just watch.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, what's their in? I mean, how are they getting in?
There's just a flaw in the software that they that somehow penetrate.
Would you have to be connected to Wi-Fi to be?
Well, you just had to be connected to the internet. Period. Cell phone, Wi-Fi doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yes.
So unless you're like on airplane mode, there's a possibility they could get in.
Bingo.
Wow.
Yeah, huge security.
All right, I'll let my mom know.
Yeah, I just texted my crew and said update your phone ASAP.
Yes.
So you keep an eye on this type of stuff, Joe. I mean, is this one of the bigger vulnerabilities that's come around for a while?
Yeah, for a while, yeah, especially with the Apple realm of things, because Apple's, as much grief as I give Apple, they're usually pretty top notch on their
This
security.
happened like last year, though. I remember we were talking because I went again to my family that had iPhones, and my friends are like, listen, you got to do the update now. This is what you're looking for and why. And I remember that. It was probably a year ago. Yeah. And they're like, no, I have an Apple. I don't have to worry about that. And I'm like, no, you do have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And so I just text them all again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that people, the fact used to be true
Yeah.
that the thing used to be, well, Apple's so much better because Apple doesn't get viruses. Yeah, because only 10% of the people using computers worldwide used Apples. But guess what? That target has gotten bigger. There used to not be any money to be made because there wasn't enough people on Apple devices to make
Yep.
it worthwhile. Guess what?
Now
That
it
target
is.
went from this to this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
And if they just knew your cell phone number, is that theoretically all they would need to target you, or?
Or they can just do kind of like a network scan
Yeah.
and find
Mhm.
find an iPhone on like a cellular network or even a Wi-Fi network and just take over.
And they wouldn't have to be physically close to you at
No.
all. They could be
No.
across the world somewhere.
Yep.
Justin, you're
Wow,
welcome.
wow.
You no longer have
Yeah,
these issues.
I got out just
We
in time,
we conned into an Android.
and I'm loving it.
Has your changeover been good?
Yeah, totally smooth.
Nice.
It was
Anything you miss about the iPhone?
no.
It's kind of crazy. I don't understand why people will pay more money for an iPhone to have less service.
Yeah.
As in less apps to choose from.
Right.
I like the choice of Android.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Joe, one more time, since that's such a heavy tip of the week.
Yes. If you have an iPhone, an iPad, or a Mac device, regardless if it's laptop or desktop, check for updates immediately. And I'm not sure, and I know on the iPhones and iPads, go to settings and general and software update and check and make sure you're up to date on there. On the Macs themselves, click the Apple icon in the top left corner, click about this Mac, and it'll automatically check for system updates and get these updates installed ASAP.
There you go. All right. Well, Joe, I like it. You're always helping out the general consumer and keeping an eye out for trouble for people, in our community and everywhere.
Yes.
So always awesome. I love the tip of the weeks, and I love it when it doesn't pertain to me and when it's something bad.
Yeah.
So even better. Bloody brilliant. But, I threw that out in a conversation over the weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody looked at me like, what is wrong with you? I was like, oh, yeah, never mind. Inside joke, but not for this group.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong group when I said that. That's for a different group.
Yeah.
Somebody said something that was just like incorrect, but
Yeah.
everybody knew it was like even the person saying it was being sarcastic, and I was like, bloody brilliant. From like the back of the room.
Yeah.
They're all like, what in the world? Like, oh, my apologies. Never mind.
Yeah.
I laughed at myself, and everybody else laughed at me because they're just like, what a weirdo. But
Yeah.
I was like,
But you entertained yourself. So
I
that
did.
was-
I did. I was like, oh, man, I'm not on the podcast, so doesn't make sense here in this setting. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant. Anyway, so I suggest everybody try it out. Just, you're in a conversation, something goes down, just throw out a bloody brilliant and say, don't worry about it. I got it from these three guys. It's good.
Yeah. They know what they're talking about.
Or you could try the other end of that and just start whopping people.
Yeah. But there could be legalities
A little
of
ramification.
yeah.
All right. Anyway. Well, Joe, if anybody has any questions, and I
Yes.
know you do a lot of stuff, especially security camera wise here lately. If anybody has any questions about anything technology related, and particular the things you covered today, but anything else security camera wise, computer wise,
Just
iPad
technology
wise.
in general.
Yeah, anything along those lines that A&M Digital Technology, our local business, covers, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
Yeah, there you go. I know that spiel by heart now.
Heard it a couple times.
I have. And in this scenario, 113.
There you go.
Go wake up in the morning like, oh, yeah, Joe's phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. All right, many thanks to A&M Digital Technologies, local business, Joe and Cena McDonald here. So support them if you can, because our local businesses are very important, and A&M Digital Technology supporting all our patch stuff behind the scenes, and including all our computer work, our work with our kids, and everything else that we do, our security cameras and our daycares and so forth. A&M Digital Technologies. Okay, any final thoughts, gentlemen? We've covered a lot of stuff today. School starts tomorrow for Rowan County and Jackson County kids. Excited about that. Get everybody back to school.
I think we covered it all.
That's how we're going to close it out.
I think we covered it all and then some.
I like it. Okay. Well, sound is rolling on the intro. We're out of here. We'll see everybody next week. Help Desk with Joe.